Alrighty, I plugged everything in, hooked all the hoses up. Now, we just got a bit of, large hose from Bunnings, hooked it up there. That's your syrup inlet from your storage tank. It comes through there into the motor. You can pick up one of those hoses about $100 for about 10 meters. We don't use that. We use these. Once again, near the plumbing section, they hook up to like a blue hard plastic tube, much cheaper. You unscrew this part here and screw it directly into that. On testing, the orange hose that is there had a split in it. It's probably just deteriorated from being stored too long. Apart from that, alright. Now, this won't pull your cap off. You're going to have to do that manually and probably reseal it manually, unless you get a new one of those machined. You can play with the spring tensions a bit, and I got it so it pulled the cap off maybe 1 out of 3 or 4 times. It did not put it back on properly. So you're going to have to get a new one of those sourced. Now, to run the thing, turn it on and wait. Now, make sure your emergency stop is turned off. Takes a second to boot up. Alright, basic menu, function. When it loads, give it a second. Try again. Alright, we'll start out here at parameters. This is how long it takes to do everything. So at the moment I've got it set for 5 seconds, so it does an action, waits 5 seconds, does another action, etc, etc. You can move all them down to about 2 seconds if you like. Let's go back, here we go, function. Alright, only one you really need to know here, you don't have vacuum and you don't have nitrogen, so you don't have to worry about them. Auto and manual, you want it set to manual. If you set it to automatically, it just keeps going one after another. You don't want that. This one here, though, turns the motor on for your filling machine. You want to make sure that's turned on. And after that, over parameters. Again, up here is how much liquid it puts in the bag. So for 15 litres, clear it. 15 litres. I usually put in extra. Let's go 200, no, let's go 500 for our test. We usually put in a little bit extra because people complain if you get less than 15 litres. You have more than 15 litres, they won't complain. Alrighty, your bag. Slits in like that. This thing here comes apart, make sure it's in the right one there, not there. And once you turn the emergency stop off, your pump turns on. You can probably hear it. You don't want to leave that running, so when you're not using it, hit the emergency stop to stop the pump, otherwise you very well likely will burn the pump out pretty soon. Anyway, turning that back on and hit start. And as we can see, it grabbed the cap off, but it's all sideways, so I won't put that back on properly. It's filling up, sucking out of my bucket of water I've got sitting there. Turns off, comes up, goes across, and tries to put the cap on and fails. As you can see, it takes a while to do everything because everything's set to 5 seconds. So if you drop it down to 2 seconds, it's a lot faster. I am going to recommend you take the cap off before you start, put it up there, and let it do its thing. Then just put the cap on afterwards. That can just be put in like that, then the bag taken out. What we also do is we have this thing here adjusted at a height so that 15 litres goes in comfortably without overflowing out of the nozzle. and we have it facing uphill a bit at the back, so the liquid runs that way and pushes out any air. And if you set that right, there should be almost no air left in here by the time you put the cap back on manually. But look, the machine's going, it's in good condition. The only thing that's not great, let's turn the motor off, the only thing that's not great is the mechanism that takes the cap off and on, which I warned you about earlier.